the 2K Sports.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they put in a whole lot of hard work and preparation in the offseason. We saw them already in the preseason, and now all those adjustments get put to the test for a game that's going to count, and they're hoping to start out 1-0. And here we are, opening night of the new NBA season. Every club at this point can be optimistic. Some teams just looking to make the playoffs, others with much higher aspirations, Kenny.
Yeah, well, some people would say that you can start with a clean slate. But then certain people are saying we're building off of last year. So this is a continuation. But whatever happened last year to some of those teams who didn't reach their goals, they just can wash it out and start. But there are certain teams saying, yes, we are who we were last year, and watch who we are this year.
You want to come out the gate strong. Ernie, I think we're in for an exciting year. And it was a pleasure seeing you in San Tropez on our vacation.
Yes.
That's a nice aqua machine you got.
It was very surprising to see you there, big fella, too.
I was
not
memorable.
Invited.
How'd you like my bathing suit, Ernie?
Well, let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline.
Ready to go?
This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing the 76ers here. Last season, they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
And in their season series against this squad last year, very lopsided in their favor.
Yeah, they swept them and basically told them in how they played, you're not on our level yet. And they look to continue that dominance tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Noel is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Hollis Thompson. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Okafor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Brett Brown. He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
All right, Doris.
Yeah, you know, for the Celtics in their defense, a lot of it had to do with rim protection and challenging shots. They were actually last in the league in blocks.
Now here's Smart, and stolen by Noel. And there's Roten, and that's good on the assist by Noel. Roten's got his second bucket of the night.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, and the Celtics averaged under 4 blocks a game last season, but blocks aren't the whole story. They let opponents get too many easy looks inside the paint. That's the real factor why their defense was subpar.
Now here's Okafor. There's a screen by Noel. Okafor dishes to Roten. Zeller with the double team. Okafor the pass to Thompson. 4 on the shot clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Covington's shot is off. Boston off to a slow start. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them. Bradley. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Covington kicks to Noel. Here's Roten. Evan Turner pulls it in. Celtics trail by 7, and now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way. That's good.
And now that the seal is broken, maybe their shooting will start to improve.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to have as cold a start as they did, but maybe that'll break the ice and they'll move forward in fine fashion from here.
Here's Covington following the score by Avery Bradley. Roten with it, picked up by Turner. Roten dishes to Noel.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Philadelphia leading by 3. Roten kicks to Covington. There's a screen by Noel. Covington passes to Noel. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Turner. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Bradley drives in. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
First personal foul, teams first.
Well, taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Now here's Thompson. Noel dishes to Roten. Okafor sets the pick for Roten. Pass to Okafor. 13 feet away. And the shot is good. Okafor's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Lee against Noel. Lee kicks to Zeller. Back to Lee. Kicks it out to Bradley. Clock at 6. No good from Lee.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Here's Covington. Out to the right wing. Noel passes to Thompson. Okafor dishes to Noel. Okafor kicks to Covington. No good with the triple. Celtics trail by 4. Passes to Bradley. And the rejection by Noel. Roten the pass to Covington.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Smart, wide open, he fires. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I mean, we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to leave. And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Here's Turner. Jahlil Okafor making his last shot. And, yes, sir, that one drops.
Now, there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance. Part with the boost in minutes, the confidence of the coaching staff. His game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific. Good basketball IQ, too.
Here's Covington after the made shot from Evan Turner. 11 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Smart dishes to Thomas. And stolen by Rosen. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul of the game. Jerebko's checked in for Boston. And then for Philadelphia, Carl Landry's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Nick Stauskas comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Jackson in for Thompson.
And boy, did Evan Turner make the most of his second chance last season. Played with more focus, huge minutes for him with the Celtics. He may have found a home.
Celtics trail by 3. Here's Crowder. And it's blocked. Jackson against Thomas. Stauskas kicks to Embiid. Embiid the screen. Landry gets the bucket. And the 76ers lead by 5.
You know, it was a career year all around for Tucker last season. Still has work to do on his game, but showed he can contribute to a winning team. Very good value for his contract, too. You can never discount that.
Thomas, no good. The 76ers leading by 5. Outside Jackson. Landry with a screen for Jackson. In the corner, it's Roten. Sullinger with the rebound. Celtics have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Thomas with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Crowder kicks to Thomas. The Celtics working the ball around now. And that one's good. Smart's got 5 now.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
The pass to Stauskas. The feed to Roten. And off the front iron, and in it goes. He has 6.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
And Thomas, here we go. Misses from close range.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Jackson kicks to Roten. Crowder pulls it in.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, "Are you kidding me?" There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Roten kicks to Stauskas. The dish to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Sullinger with the rebound. Boston trailing. Thomas with the ball. He dishes it to Smart. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
That free throw missing.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from three was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Landry gets the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Thomas kicks to Smart. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. And it's 7 points for Marcus Smart.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjust to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid third overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah, and Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nerlens Noel, who sat out the season with the knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric, who played overseas, and now Embiid.
You know, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injuries. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Boston.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
And he gets it to go. Thomas got his second basket of the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Embiid. Over to the wing. Thomas with the steal. Dishes to Smart. Baseline J on the way. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Smart's got it all tied up now for the Celtics.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Here's Cannon. He's guarded by Thomas. Landry with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Cannon, that's a two-pointer. Misses off the left iron.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Olynyk. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Here's Cannon. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Embiid. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That one on Olynyk. Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting for Boston, Joel Embiid. 2 shots.
No good on that one. The Celtics making a switch here. And the second free throw, good. There's 10 seconds left in the first. And here is Thomas. Bradley, no one around him. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. 76ers lead by 1. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about the challenge of making that decision. I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks Boston and stockpile.
Well, I don't know how he would address that question, but I do know he's feeling real good about his decision. I mean, taking the Celtics to the playoffs in just his second season, I mean, I think he's one of the bright coaching stars in the NBA today. It was the NBA's game and college basketball's loss when he moved on to the Celtics.
Well said. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Robert Covington. Hollis Thompson is out there with Isaiah Cannon. Then there's Okafor, and it's Noel in at the 4 spot. Now, here's Thompson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And guys, we've seen teams hire college coaches with no NBA experience before. It hasn't always worked out, but for Boston, they have to be very with Brad Stevens.
Lee comes in for Johnson, and Jerebko is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Roten's checked in.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Now here's Bradley. Wants to get it to Turner and does. And Okafor with the block. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. And it's Noel missing. Celtics leading by 3. Zeller passes to Lee. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Now here's Roten. He has 6. And stolen by Zeller. Outside Bradley. Turner dishes to Zeller. Nice ball movement by Boston. Now here's Roten. He kicks it to Covington. 14 feet away, and he gets it to go. Covington's got 6.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Outside Turner, picked by Lee, and Turner kicks to Lee. Okafor with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Covington with the bucket.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Bradley. 11 points in the game.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Okafor.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now here's Turner. It's tipped. Lee passes to Jerebko. Over in the corner, Turner. Clock at 4. Takes a shot at the elbow. The shot misses. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Roten with it. Picked up by Turner. Here's Covington. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Covington's got 6 here in this quarter.
That's an impressive spin move there, Kevin. I wasn't expecting him to show handles like that.
Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single-game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah, you know, he spent the year rehabbing that knee, but also spent that year correcting his shooting form. And we're not talking about just a tweak when it comes to shooting the basketball.
Austin with the ball. The 76ers getting the bucket. Lee against Noel. Sullinger outside. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And, you know, going back to Nerlens Noel's shooting, the improvements to his form look really good. Even better is that he hit 60% from the line as a rookie. That may not sound like a great start, but at this stage of his development, that's great progress.
You know, one caution I have about Noel's improved shooting, you don't want him to fall in love with jumpers. He did shoot only 46% from the field last year. Conversely, DeAndre Jordan shot 71% because he dunked everything and kept his head under the rim. It's a fine line between improving your game and playing within your limitation.
Boston on D. And Thompson kicks to Roten. Here's Okafor. They get it back. That's tipped. Thompson against Turner. Pass to Bradley. Kicks to Lee. Puts up the baby hook. And again, it's Boston converted. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Brett Brown as he addressed his team. He said their plan was to run their offense through Okafor. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks, Doris. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics leading by 3. Bradley dishes to Sullinger. No luck. Excellent D there from Okafor. Roten, the pass to Thompson. To the middle. Roten kicks to Okafor. Thompson outside. To the inside. Roten. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. The inside. Noel on him. No good from Lee.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Marcus Smart's checked in for Turner. And the 76ers also making a change. Nick Stauskas is checked in for Hollis Thompson. The Celtics with the lead. Now Smart. He's got 9. Bradley drives in. Stauskas kicks to Roten. And that one hits back iron. Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league, and by a wide margin. It's hard to get any wins when that's the case.
Here's Roten. 8 points for him. He feeds it to Stauskas. Picked by Okafor. Out left to the wing. Here's Covington. The 76ers again can't hit it.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Count the bucket. And now a 6-point Celtic lead.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's Roten. Feeds to Stauskas. Pass to Covington. 6 on the shot clock. No good with the triple.
I'm not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Bradley kicks to Smart. Back to Bradley. To the right side. Nice ball movement by Boston. Lee kicks to Urebko, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, let's take a look at where Boston ended up, Kevin, last year in the league rankings. 4th in assists, 8th in steals. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And from those assist numbers, you can see this was a very unselfish team. Their passing was really infectious and made them a tough team to defend.
The first free throw is good.
Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Crowder comes in for David Lee. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Bradley. And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for him last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly. He always knows where his teammates are going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now here's Smart. He's got 9. And the shot is good. Smart's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Here's Cannon. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Jackson dishes to Embiid. The drive by Jackson. It's blocked.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really I like the movement and communication there.
Here's Boston now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big 3 out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
Boston making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And both free throws good from Crowder.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
Landry against Johnson. Outside Jackson. Fades back. Rebound Boston.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Olenek the pass to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Goes up the baseline. And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got his 3rd bucket of the night. The 76ers trail by 12. Jackson kicks to Embiid. Passes it to Cannon. 1:44 left in the first half of the game. 5 to shoot. It's Jackson with the drive. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. The pass to Johnson. Landry grabs the miss. Landry's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And there's the feed to Embiid. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
102 left in the first half. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Cannon kicks to Landry. There's the dish to Cannon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up. It's deflected, but he stays with it. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Boston.
Tyler Zeller.
Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 19-6 run. Jackson against Thomas. Picked by Zeller. And Thomas, here we go. Johnson, wide open. He fires. Kept alive by Boston. Here's Crowder. Off target from three-point range. Jackson with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And it's blocked. And so we wrap up the first half. Boston on top as they wrap up the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-6 run. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm here with David Lee. And David, tell us what your approach was defensively in this game tonight.
Well, we made some mistakes here and there. Our biggest thing is if we don't turn the ball over, I think we're going to be okay. They got a couple easy buckets in transition.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. A pumped up home crowd is our backdrop for this halftime analysis. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision. Now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient offense, they've been as good as it gets. The looks they've created have been high percentage. The ball is moving, guys are rotating. That's what got them those good looks, Ernie. And this is the reason they got that nice lead.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
That's going to do it for now as the second half is just about ready to get started. We'll see you later.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Bradley. 16 points, and he's put one three-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. David Lee is out there with Zeller, and it's Smart in at the one spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play.
And Evan Turner is one of those guys, he just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
And here is Turner following Tony Roten's three. And a wide open look for Lee. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Dishes it to Roten. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Roten's got 5 points now in the quarter. Greg, for Evan Turner, the one area where he can still develop in a big way is with the jump shot. Clark, 28% from three last season. Really is not going to make it.
Yeah, that's been the one stain on his game, the lack of that deep shooting ability, but everything else he can do. He can handle, he passes, he rebounds, but to be an elite player, he's got to be able to knock down that three ball better.
The 76ers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
And both free throws good for Covington. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season after all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around. They settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense has its fits and starts, but defensively they found some traction.
Outside Bradley. No good off the front iron.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
In the foul on Avery Bradley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Now here's Roten. He's got 13. Here's Okafor. And Boston with the rebound. Zeller's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Outside Turner. To the paint. Here's Bradley. A beautiful reverse layup. Bradley's got 18 points in the game.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Well, that's a lot of bricks by them early in the second. Only one make on 5 tries so far in the second half.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Well, guys, what a nice surprise Tony Roten was last season, especially effective taking over at the point, Clark, with Michael Carter-Williams gone.
Yeah, Roten put up a career-high 5 assists per game and really worked hard at the defensive end as well. He's one of the few talents on the Sixers roster that hadn't been traded away.
Here's Smart. The 76ers getting the bucket. He dishes it to Zeller. He kicks to Smart. Over in the corner, Turner. Shot clock at 2. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists tonight.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game. And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
The 76ers trail by 8. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. The focus of their discussion was getting their offense to run through Bradley. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. He also brought up offensive rebounding as something that should be a priority, saying, quote, "Those are the battles we can and should win." Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Covington.
You look at what Covington has done so far. He has 15 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless.
Now here's Turner. He's got 7. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. Well, David Lee with the Golden State Warriors began his career with the New York Knicks. We're talking about him and his play, and it's sometimes hard to get a good compass on what kind of player he is.
Yeah, you know, he was drafted 30th when he came out and certainly played above that draft slot. Then when he re-upped for the 6 years, $80 million, people started to wonder if he was able to play to that value.
Jared Sullinger's checked in for Zeller. No good on the second free throw.
And getting back to David Lee, before the big contract, he was putting up some huge lines. I mean, he was the first Knick to go 30 and 20 in a game since the great Patrick Ewing. And he became the first NBA player to record at least 35 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists since Kareem back in 1976.
The shot by Turner, no good.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Roten kicks to Noel. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Roten dishes to Covington. There's a screen by Noel. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Covington.
And, you know, back to David Lee, we all know about his struggles with the Warriors, and many had written him off completely. But then at the end of last season, he showed that he still has the energy and skills to contribute if given minutes.
Roten, the pass to Thompson. And Noel kicks to Roten. There's the screen. Here's Okafor. Another miss by Okafor.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Tries from 10, and it's Bradley with the rebound. Celtics leading by 7. Out to the right wing. Shoots from the corner. And he drops that one in. And that's 13 points for Marcus Smart.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
So it's Boston now after the Sixers pick up 2. Unloads from 9, and again it's Boston converting.
With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
Roten kicks to Okafor. Pass to Thompson. Noel sets a screen for Thompson. Off the screen. Okafor dishes to Noel. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Noel's got 8 points.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
And it's Turner off the drive. And that one's good. And the Celtics lead by 9.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Roten, the pass to Okafor. Kicks to Covington. There's a screen by Noel. Back to Okafor. Looking to get it going. Goes back up. They shoot again. Lee with the block. And Turner kicks to Lee. He feeds it to Smart. They get the rebound. Lee up top. Over in the corner, Turner. Picked by Lee. The second chance effort. The shot by Turner, no good.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
And Noel kicks to Roten. Okafor inside. Turner covering. Turner with the steal. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Feeds to Noel. On the wing, Thompson. Okafor with the ball. Sullinger picks him up. Okafor with the screen on Bradley. Back to Okafor to the left side wing. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics leading by 9. In the corner, Bradley with it. Pass to Smart. There's the feed to Lee. Here's Bradley. Makes it off the glass. Bradley's got 22.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
For Boston, they've gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. And stolen by Noel. Thompson with it, picked up by Turner. Passes it to Okafor. Got a piece of it.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Sullinger dishes to Lee. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Noel following the bucket by the Celtics. Okafor, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
And that one falls for Okafor. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Stauskas, the pass to Jackson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Okafor, and he hits the jumper. Well, he's been waiting for that for a while. Okafor's got 9 points.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Thomas against Jackson. Thomas kicks to Crowder. It's stolen by Stauskas. Here's Landry. Cannot hit. Johnson with the defensive effort. Boston leading by 8. 1:25 left to play in the third. Johnson with a screen on Jackson. And the dunk by Olenek.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Embiid, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Ooh, I guess he didn't appreciate getting scored on that last strip.
I guess not. He threw it down right on top of him.
How about that, guys? A big-time answer. He says, you think you can score on me? Prepare for posterization.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one. Nick Stauskas had some great moments on the court last season, guys, but perhaps his most memorable contribution was his nickname of Sauce Castillo. Came out of nowhere, but it stuck with him, and he's going with it. I'd love to hear the story behind that.
Well, Clark, as you were talking about Nick Stauskas, he earned the name Sauce Castillo last year. Came about when a bad translation on a Kings game referred to him as that name in closed caption.
And guys, credit to Stauskas because he read with it, made the most of the opportunity, even launched his own Sauce Castillo hot sauce. And I can't attest to if the sauce is any good, Kevin, but I'm still waiting for a taste test.
I am too. Put it on what? You put on bread and crackers and
hamburgers.
Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. Here's Zeller, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And the Celtics lead by 10. And here's Jackson. Out to the wing. Here's Landry. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Celtics up by 10. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And the final period of play just about to start. And the Celtics with possession here. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Stauskas is out there with Carl Landry. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Jackson. And it's Cannon in at the 1. Johnson inside. Embiid's there. The shot's good from Jerebko.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Cannon dishes to Jackson. To the paint. Here's Stauskas. Here's Embiid. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high-percentage looks.
Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too, so really solid production in his first couple of years.
The 76ers making a switch here. Thompson's checked in.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
But they get it back. That one a little long.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team.
And for the 76ers, they weren't a good shooting team in general. And on the road, it got real ugly. They shot under 40% as a team on the year away from home.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Lee's checked in for Johnson. And it's Turner in for Jay Crowder. Roten the pass to Thompson. The dish to Roten. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt. For the Sixers, just a brutal start to last season. 17 straight losses. They did get their first 4 wins of the season as a road team, though. As bad as they were on the road, at least they had that going for them.
Now here's Roten, and that one's good. That's 12 points for Nerlens Noel.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
No one near Turner as he lets it go. Off the left rim and out. The 76ers trail by 12. And the pass to Noel. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Embiid the screen. 6 to shoot. Noel with it. Now guarded by Bradley. Embiid wide open. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Boston leading by 12. Embiid with the steal. Now here's Roten. Embiid sets the pick for Roten. Dishes it to Noel. Plays it up and banks it in. Noel's got 4 points this quarter.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Pass to Bradley. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. That's now 26 points for Avery Bradley.
Oh, how pretty was that? Use the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
Now here's Roten. He's guarded by Thomas. There's a screen by Noel. This one for 3. Roten, no good. Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Thomas kicks to Lee. Back to Thomas. Lee dishes to Zeller. The Celtics working the ball around now. Lee passes to Thomas. Puts it up from 12. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Noel's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Now Roten. Five to shoot, and he gets it to go.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Celtics leading by 10. Outside Thomas. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Now here's Roten. Turner covering. Covington in the corner. There's the triple. And the shot is good. Covington's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the 76ers. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Here's Roten. He kicks to Covington. Noel, a screen on Bradley. Covington's shot is off. The Celtics have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Roten with it. It's Noel atop the key. Here's Covington. Turner covering. Covington kicks to Noel. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Noel's got 14 points now in the second half. Boston leading by 9. Outside Thomas. Lee outside. Right side Thomas. Boston needs to get off a shot. 18 feet out. No good off the front iron.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Roten. Zeller grabs the board.
Boy, he blew the easy two by profiling, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution. He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Here's Roten after the made shot from Evan Turner. And here is Roten. Lee with the block. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. The 76ers making a switch here. Okafor's checked in. Thompson outside. He dishes it to Covington. Shot clock at 5. But they recover it. Another shot. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Noel.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No telling how much larger the lead would be if it wasn't for his shooting. I mean, come on, this guy's kept them in it.
Now, here's Thomas. Back to Turner. Tries from 10. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And the Celtics lead by 11. Philadelphia's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Roten dishes to Okafor. The shot, no good. And the Celtics going the other way now. Outside Bradley. Back to Thomas. Rebound by the 76ers. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Thompson inside the line, and he knocks down the jumper.
Assisted by Tony Roten.
Now, here's Thomas. Kicks to Lee. Now Thomas. He feeds it to Bradley. Stolen by Thompson. Fast break, Philadelphia. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Roten. Roten's got 6 points in the quarter. For Boston, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Thomas passes to Lee. Outside for Thomas. Back to Lee. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The 76ers trail by 9. Here's Roten. Six to shoot. Shot is off. And it's Boston the other way. Thomas goes in. Lee kicks to Bradley. Lots of room. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Feeds it to Roten. Pass to Noel. The rebound by the Celtics. Lee's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
That's his first personal foul. Celtics call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
TO number 5 for him in the game, and that's way too high of a number for any one player.
Timeout called the 76ers. They trail by 9. 1:53 left in the game. .153 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Roten. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Celtics with possession here. 9-point game. Thomas goes in. Lee outside. Here's Turner. Cranes it from beyond the arc. Turner's got 15 points here in the second half.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Covington in the corner. Pick by Okafor. Off the pick. And Lee pulls it down. Lee's got 7 rebounds in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
There's the feed to Bradley. Back to Lee. The Celtics working the ball around now. The shot by Turner, no good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Boston.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Turner. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Olynyk, he's checked in for Lee. Jerebko comes in for Turner. Jay Crowder's checked in for Bradley. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Carl Landry's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Stauskas comes in for Robert Covington. Jackson, he's checked in for Hollis Thompson. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Tony Roten.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
Celtics dancers. Checking in for your Celtics, Amir Johnson.
20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Jackson has the open look. Another miss by Philadelphia. Passes it to Johnson. It's stolen by Stauskas. Now the dish to Cannon. From 13. No good. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubt that they'd come out on top.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan player of the game. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
He shot over 50% from the field in the game, a testament to how hard he worked to always find the best look possible. He was in constant motion. He found those gaps in the D and made the most of his open looks.
Well, he certainly pulled his weight in the rebound department. His energy and his positioning were fantastic. Forget about everything else he did. His work on the glass alone had the big impact tonight.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.